If you're watching this, it's probably because you're running a duelist and you want to get to maps as quickly as possible. I'm going to show you the optimal skills and tree to get to level 28 so you can start rolling the build of your dreams. At the end, we'll go through the best Ascendancies for speed. Hello Exile, you're watching Altec 2K Gaming. During this guide, I will be using the boot's 7 league steps. These will allow me to run fast while not affecting the overall character because all they give me is movement speed. Now these do have a 4 link, and to make things fair, I won't be using that 4 link until we drop our first 4 link in Act 3. After killing Hillock to fulfill the enemy at the gate quest, we're going to pick up Splitting Steel as our quest reward from Tarkleigh. We're also going to buy 2 rusted hatchets. Dual wielding now as we run through the coast to get to the mudflats, we're going to be using Splitting Steel and Chance to Bleed. Now do note that I'm not a fan of the steel skills, but a number of viewers had told me that it is the fastest way to level a duelist, so I thought I'd give it a try. Into the mudflats now, and what we're going to do is kite the rowers while we kill them to loot their nests. Once we've looted all 3 of the nests, we're going to head through to the submerged passage, and then take the waypoint back to the coast. Go straight down now into the tidal islands, run left hand side and kill Hilric. Once he's dead, pick up the medical quests and log out. Remember also as we're running through to pick up any rare or magic items. We can sell these for currency shards to use to upgrade our items or buy new items and skill gems as we level. For our quest rewards, for the Mercy mission and breaking some eggs, we're going to pick up Volley, War Banner and Dash, and of course the Quicksilver Flask. Our first 3 link now will be Splitting Steel, Volley and Onslaught. This means that we're going to drop Chance to Bleed, but don't throw it away, we will be using it later. Also, if we haven't dropped one, we're going to buy a 2-handed stone axe, which will replace our 2 rusted hatchets. Each time you go back to town, which should be infrequently, you should be checking for runner's boots. Head back to the submerged passage and fight our way through it. Once we reach the bridge that heads upwards, we're going to drop a portal. Head out to the ledge now, run through it, work your way all the way to the lower prison. Enter the lower prison now, and take the waypoint back to town, then take the portal back to the submerged passage, and then head down to the flooded depths. From here we seek and destroy the Dweller of the Deep. We should be level 8, and we should swap Volley for LMP, or lesser multiple projectiles. Also, get your skill book from Tarkleigh. And if you haven't dropped a Jade Chopper yet, we're going to buy one. We need to keep our weapons upgraded at all times so that the skill doesn't start to degrade in performance. We're also going to buy an Ancestral Protector and link it to Chance to Bleed in a 2 link. Now take the waypoint to the lower prison and work our way through to Brutus. Drop our Ancestral Protector and let him hit that instead of you. While he's hitting that, you can hit him repeatedly until he dies. This completes the Caged Brute quest, and we're going to get Precision for the reward. We're also going to buy Leap Slam from Nessa. Equip and activate Precision, and drop Dash and replace it with Leap Slam. If you've dropped a Blacksmith's Whetstone, we're going to buy a Rustic Sash, make it magic with an Orb of Transmutation, and sell it with our weapon. This will give us a physical roll. You're going to repeat this a lot throughout the leveling process because it's a great way to level your weapons up. For other great vendor recipes to help you level, I'll link a video at the end of this one. Take the waypoint to Prisoner's Gate, run all the way through here to the ship graveyard. Once we get the ship graveyard, go into the undergrowth of a boat using the cavern to get the All Flame. This will be at the end of a long passageway, and there'll be a monster guarding it. You don't need to fight this monster, just pick it up and run away. Once you exit, head to the top of the map and head right until you reach the Cavern of Wrath. Enter here and grab the waypoint. Go back to the ship graveyard and kill Fairgraves. We're going to log out now and head back to town and get our skill point from Vestal. For our quest reward, we're going to pick Splitting Steel. We're going to switch out Shattering Steel for Splitting Steel, and we're going to change Onslaught for Chance to Bleed, making our 3 links Splitting Steel, lesser multiple projectiles, and Chance to Bleed. We're also going to buy a Wood Splitter from Tarkleigh and upgrade it if we can. Go back to the Cavern of Wrath and work your way through it until you reach Mephael's Arena. By this point, your skill tree should look like this. I should also note as we're running through, do free any essences that you can. These will help you fuel your upgrades. Now note, with each of the steel skills, we get a free skill called Call of Steel. This allows us to regenerate the steel shards that we fire into the enemy. For optimal power, we want to use this just as we run out of steel shards to get the best effect. We're also getting Impale effect as we impale them. Once we do this, all Impale drops off. Head in now to kill Mephael. Once you've killed her, exit through the back of her arena into Act 2. Head all the way up to the town. Once in the town, we're going to sell any items we have, then head out to the right, heading towards the crossroads. When we get to the door to the crossroads, if we haven't dropped a second Quicksilver yet, we're going to drop a portal here. Now head into the crossroads, head across to the waypoint. If we don't have our second Quicksilver, go back to town and use the portal and find the den. If we do have our portal, then just head upwards at the waypoint into the Chamber of Sins. Once at the end of the Chamber of Sins, we destroy Fidelitas, grab the Bayful gem from the crafting bench, and head back to town. For our quest reward, we're going to get Corrupting Fever. We will use this to drop Corrupted Blood on everyone using our steel skills. Now note, whenever you use this you will take a chunk of life damage, so don't use it too frequently or you may kill yourself. And it's that time again to upgrade our axe. We're going to grab a pole axe and we're going to upgrade it using a blacksmith's whetstone and a magical rare rustic sash. We're also going to buy Herald of Ash for a little more damage. Head to the left now where Alira lives. We're going to leave her alone for the moment, but we're going to head all the way to the bottom to kill the guy who guards the exit. We're going to grab the thing he drops when he dies and open it. We're then going to head and kill the Weaver. For our reward now, we're going to pick up Vicious Projectiles. And we have a new 3-link, Shattering Steel, LMP and Vicious Projectiles. Now go to Act 1 and pick up the skill book from Bestel. We're now going to head and kill 2 bandits, both Caitlin and Oak. We're then going to help Alira to get her res and mana. It's really good to get this on most characters as you're leveling because resistances can be hard to come by during the acts, and we don't want to die from lack of resistances because that will slow us down. Lack of mana is also a great way to die. We're also going to purchase faster attacks and link this to Leap Slam. Head all the way to the top of the pyramid now and kill the Overseer, if you don't get bored of waiting for him to come out of the ground, that is. Once we reach level 23, we should upgrade to a double axe. If you happen to be halfway up the pyramid when this happens, then you can always port out using a portal to go and upgrade and then come back. Once you kill the Overseer, head back to town and use the waypoint to get into Act 3. It's actually quicker than waiting for the door to open. Once we've completed the first area of Act 3, head up the stairs into the town. Instead of going into the centre of town, head out the right into the slums. Once in the slums, we're going to head across to the crematorium, go in there and kill Piety. There's also a Trial of Ascendancy in here if you need to get that. Get the dead guy's band and head into town. The lady vendor who sells wands and things will quite happily take that band, well, sadly take that band and give you the sewer key. But before we go into the sewers, we're going to complete the Lost in Love quest, and for that we're going to get the Dread Banner. This will replace our War Banner. We're now going to head back into the slums, go into the sewers. Once through the sewers, we get to the market. In the sewers, of course, pick up the 3 buffs. You'll get a skill point for those. Once through the market, go into the battlefront. If you're level 24 or above, go into the docks. Otherwise, go and do the Solaris Temple first and come back to the docks afterwards. Once you get to the end of the Solaris Temple, talk to the Not a Cockroach Lady and pick up the Jade Amulet. This is going to be the best amulet for your requirements at the moment. And now it's that time again when we upgrade our axe. The next axe is a gilded one. Upgrade it if you can. Now we're going to head to the sewers and open the Fatberg thing, head out, and head towards Gravicius to kill him. Gravicius is a nightmare and you will need to kite him to stay alive. Once you do actually manage to kill him, you'll have completed the quest Sever the Right Hand for most of the level 28 skill gems. Before we get that though, we're going to run through the Lunaris Temple and kill Piety. We should now have reached level 28 and can move on to whatever skill we want. If your skill of choice has not yet reached a level where it feels good, then just level it in the background until you're ready to switch over and keep using steel skills. Our 4-link for the steel skills will be Shattering Steel, LMP, Vicious Projectiles and Chance to Bleed. And just continue to buy and upgrade new weapons to keep the skill powerful. There'll be no more upgrading of gems now until we reach Act 6, which is beyond the scope of this video. Now that all that's left is to get the Ascendancies, and to do that we go and kill Dominus. We then head into Act 4, we then go out the left hand side into the Dried Lake where we kill Vol. Vol drops a banner, we're going to use this to open up the gates to the mines. In the mines level 2 we're going to free Deshret, head to the waypoint at the end of the Crystal Veins, and this is when we go back to town, get our skill point from Tsuni for freeing Deshret, and then we're going to go run the lab. At the end of the labyrinth we have 3 Ascendancy choices. Slayer, who is the Leech Master. For him I pretty much always go Brutal Fervour for the utility and survivability of the Life Leech. Another great choice is the Gladiator, the Master of Bleed. If you're not, however, doing a bleed build, then you're going to get Arena Challenger, which will give us attack and movement speed, vastly speeding up our leveling. If we are going bleed, get Blood in the Eyes, because the next bleed node gives you explosions, which will be much faster than the extra movement speed. And our last Ascendancy choice is the Champion. He's the Master of Impale. And if you are doing Impale, then you probably want Master of Metal. This vastly increases damage for Impale builds. However, if you're not doing Impale, it begs the question why you're rolling a champion in the first place, but if you're not, you can go tanky and use Conqueror. And Conqueror vastly increases defences. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed or found it useful, and if you have, then please tickle that like button, it'll like it a lot. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Oh, and before you go, you can check out these videos here, which will help you in your levelling process.